I'm Rejin reporting for Cadwred.org. I'm here with Rejin from Speed Gaming, who's just been beaten by Rejin Gaming in the the finals of the Danish Championship, I believe, and has just started playing their group stage games as well. We'll come to that in a minute. We'll talk a little bit about the game against Rejin. You guys have done well. You know, you've beaten Copenhagen Wolves on train, I believe, in a fairly close game. And then you got through to play Rejin. You took the first map there as well, is that right?
Yeah, we took the first map. It was quite an odd match because we started CT as an Inferno and we only pulled off 6 rounds. So we thought, oh my god, what's happening here? So, but when we go T, we just pwned them totally and won the game. So we were just happy about that.
Were you disappointed to sort of have made the finals and then kind of not win against Rejin? And you know, what do you think the reasons were they were so good? I mean, a lot of people have thought maybe they're not at their best at the moment, but they seem to do all right when it mattered against you.
Yeah, well, I think Rejin have the psychological advantage over us at the moment because we haven't beaten them yet. We have played a lot of close matches. Last at Hokoland, we went in overtime, but we couldn't finish them. And now we just won one map, and we were thinking now we can beat them, but they are too good for us right now. I'm not sure if they're any better, but I think they have the psychological advantage at this point.
Well, I got to ask as well. You know, it's quite a young squad you've got at Speed Gaming. Even though the team's played together before, it's still kind of a new team in terms of experience. And it does seem to get kind of a bad press. There seem to be a lot of people that dislike some of the players in the team. You're kind of the older guy, the level-headed one. Can you explain why so many people maybe don't like members of the team and why they get such a bad press?
Well, it's because of their what can I say that? It's because of the way they are online. I think it is. They are very immature sometimes. So it reflects on the team in that way. So it's hard to say if that's the point, but I think it's that way.
What about as well sort of the individuals in terms of how well they've done? For example, Glaive, I think, is a player that went from being, you know, he was called a cheat, an onliner. Then he went to DS-RAC 2 and he played really well there against some really big teams. You had that really close game against CPH, which, you know, you guys threw away 14-7 up. And, you know, he came out of it with a lot of credit. Now it's about going to that next level. I mean, do you think those players are ready to do that?
Well, I know Glaive is. He's an extremely talented player, and he's not only a sick aimer, but also he actually corrects me sometimes in about the IQ messy things. But it's pretty hard to say. I think MSL is probably the most unexperienced. So he makes a lot of mistakes when the time is important. And Nilla is doing just amazing also. He's also inexperienced, but it doesn't reflect that much in his game. And MMB is just our AVP player, so he doesn't have that much of a role for us in that way. So I'm not sure if it's a lot about experience, I think it is.
Were you surprised at getting a high seed, bearing in mind the team is, you know, maybe a little bit inexperienced? This is a big international event. You were one of the top 8 teams. Did that surprise you, or do you think that's deserved?
I'm sure it's deserved, because if we looking at our results, we haven't disappointed a single time. If we go back a year, we played the Blast, and also next month it was DS-RAC 2, and we made an enormous impression on the Danish scene there. So I think it's justified that we got that seed.
What about the other teams kind of in that bracket? I mean, is there anyone in there that you think maybe doesn't belong there? I mean, a lot of people raised eyebrows about Copenhagen Wolves, and then they seem to be playing quite well. Do you think that the top 8 seeds here are, you know, a fair reflection of the talent? That's it.
If you have to point one team out, it have to be Copenhagen Wolves. But I'm not sure. They have played amazing. They are playing really well. So I'm sure they will do it good. So
what about all the Danish teams that are here? Do you still see Rejin as the best Danish team, or do you think their time has kind of been and gone, and now it's about, you know, maybe Zaya, maybe yourselves, maybe Copenhagen Wolves, you know, coming and, you know, taking the crown?
At the moment, if you're talking only the Danish team, Rejin are the number 1. None of us can touch them. So they are the best. But I think when it comes to international, I'm really looking forward to see what damage we can do. Because I think we are the best team. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Almost got cut through. What about as well the big international teams? I mean, you said so much you're looking forward to playing. You've already had a dream come true because you got to play against Very Games, yep. I believe, DS Rack 2, I think it was.
We did very well.
Yeah, I mean, is there anyone you want to play here and you think you can beat and be that dark horse that makes the upset?
Yeah, I really want to meet into WW because I think we can beat them fairly easy. No offense, but I really want to meet them and also see CPH because of that
close game, yeah. Revenge.
We want to close that match and show we are the better team.
What about as well? I mean, you know, I know you probably set yourself quite a high target. I know when we were talking just before this interview, you said you wanted to be in the final. Yeah. Like, you know, what about other teams? I mean, take yourself out of the equation. Who are the top teams here? Who would you expect to see in the final and the top three if you weren't involved?
Well, if Shax hits as much as he does online, they will definitely be a top 3 team, and also Very Games. And I hope for Rejin they will pull through.
Have you guys had the pleasure of playing the Brazilians? They've been playing a lot of teams while I've been here. Have you been one of them?
No, we haven't played any teams that are attending to Copenhagen Games. But we are looking forward to playing them at the group stage that are in an hour, I think it is. We're going to play them.
I'm sure that'll be a big game that piques a lot of people's interest.
We're looking forward to it because we don't know what to expect from them. So I know they are crazy aimers and also very, very good in 1.6. So we're looking forward to it.
But, well, final questions and final thoughts. I know Copenhagen, and Danish events in general, it's a big deal for the Danish scene. It tends to settle a lot of scores. What is it you guys want to go away with from this event? What is it you guys realistically want to achieve and you're going to be happy with? And what's going to constitute a disappointment?
Well, we want to show that we are number 2 in Denmark for sure. And also that we belong in at least Caterpillar's top 10. To achieve that goal, we just have to make a performance here today. So we're looking forward to it.
Okay, best of luck in the game, especially against the Brazilians. I think that's going to be an interesting one. Yeah. And to all the people out there at cadred.org, stay tuned to the website. We're going to have more video interviews, more match reports, everything else that you associate with us from Copenhagen Games 2011.